We're going to start this talk with a blessing. A blessing should be done standing up. Solomon stood up to bless. You kneel to pray and you stand up to bless. And all those who bend the knee to Baal are those who receive a blessing on the bread and the wine at a Passover whilst sitting down, which is a mistake, or kneeling down, which is a mistake. So anyway, may the true God, both of them, Jehovah and Jesus Christ, may they bless those in the Lord's Witness Church and those in the Abrahamic covenant with faith in God from all religions, and even who've given up on religion but haven't given up on God. May He bless them and open their eyes and show them the fantastic things about to occur on this earth. Amen. Alright, so we run out of runway on Adar 11, which is 50 days after going back 7 times. So there must be a fire sign before then. Now we have 2 Pentecosts. We've moved the Asheraian Pentecost to be Adar 11 because really one doesn't pick up an Asheraian prophet until one's prophecy, one's prediction has actually failed. So our first prediction was for ER21 and it didn't fail during ER21, it failed after ER21 once we'd seen that nothing happened on ER21. So ER22 is the first day of us actually being Asheraian in the sense that we had a failed prophecy under our belt. So if you count that as day 1, then day 4250 is in fact Adar 11 2017. Day 1 was 2006, ER22, and day 0 was ER21 2006. So there should be a fire sign on Adar 11, which will be the 85th Asheraian Pentecost, or it could be on the 7th Sabbath of that Pentecost, which would be Adar 10. But then we also have the Laodicean Pentecost, which we understand to be Adar 10. So that now has become the second fire sign, and the third fire sign would be the 85th Asheraian Pentecost. But to simplify matters, Adar 11 ends on March the 5th, and March the 5th is Monday. So there must be at least one fire sign in the UK by sunset Monday, and I think there needs to be 2, one in the US also by sunset Monday, if we have this Laodicean Pentecost correct. And the way I interpret that is quite beautiful. Not my interpretations are so beautiful, but the way the scriptures come together. Because we've got first fruits being 2017 Tebeth 21, when the Laodiceans resigned from the watchtower, we understand, and got in their escape boat, although we have no evidence that they've done that, as usual. And the Pentecost after that would be Adar 10, 2017. But Tebeth 21, which is Laodicean first fruits 2017, is also the late 2NC Pentecost. Now in 2 Kings 1, the second 50 is a following Pentecost, following after the first 50, which was the 2NC Pentecost, because the first fire sign was on Mount Carmel in Israel on 2010 Kislev 21, which was the late 2NC Pentecost. But there's a late 2NC Pentecost for people who celebrate the late first fruits and then forget to go to the Kislev 21 late Pentecost. They can still go to the late Pentecost. So, in other words, the Laodicean Pentecost began with first fruits, that was day 1 of it, on the last possible day of the first 50, which is the 2NC Pentecost. And so, in that way, the Laodicean Pentecost follows perfectly after the 2NC Pentecost and fulfills 2 Kings 1. However, Elijah spoke to them, both the chief and the 50, and said, let fire come from the heavens and eat up you and your 50. So I think that means, finally, that there's a fire sign both on the Pentecost and at the chief of the Pentecost, of the Laodicean Pentecost. Now the chief of the Laodicean Pentecost is the late Laodicean Pentecost, which isn't Adar 10, it's Nisan 10, whereas the Laodicean Pentecost itself is Adar 10. So we think there's going to be a fire sign on 2017 Adar 10, which is today, but that will be before sunset Sunday. And we think there's going to be one on Nisan 10, so that both the chief, which is the late Laodicean Pentecost, and the regular Pentecost, which is the 50th day of the 50 count, will both get consumed by 2 different fire signs. Right, so it's very straightforward. Our predictions are now basically today or tomorrow, 4th or 5th for the second fire sign, and 4th or 5th for the third fire sign. And there's an outside chance that there's only going to be one of these. I can't quite see how, but there's an outside chance of that. Now, the problem we've got is that Esther 9 has 75,000 people being killed on Adar 13, and that's Adar 13. It's not the 13th day of the 12th month or the 13th of the 12th month. It actually says the 13th day of Adar. The Bible is very specific. Normally it isn't that specific. Normally it says the 13th to the 12th or something like that, and doesn't bother to say day, and doesn't bother to say month, and certainly doesn't bother to name the month. So it's been so specific that it really does have to happen, this 75,000 being killed on Adar 13, which is Tuesday, Wednesday. And that's a pretty tall order, but it's possible if there's a fire sign. It's actually also possible if there isn't a fire sign, because of the work of the Holy Spirit, which are down here at the moment. But can't see how that could occur without a fire sign. It's difficult to see how it could occur without a fire sign. Now, the other beautiful thing I've been working on this for years and years, and we finally got there. We know what the porch of Jehovah is of 2 Chronicles 29 at last. They get to there on the 8th of the month, of the first month. Well, 8th of the month, but the month is defined as the first month. The porch of Jehovah, you reach it when you have more people who want to be baptized than you can physically baptize due to a lack of priests. Because it takes 7 days from when you're baptized to when you're installed to baptize someone else. There's a lag. So if we get a large influx of people, then we won't have enough priests to baptize them immediately. Then they have to wait on the porch. Now, we've never been in that position because we've never had a large number of people wanting to become Lord's witnesses. There's always less people who want to join us than we have already in the church. But the day will come when we reach the porch of Jehovah, which means that essentially there's 10 times as many people or more who want to join as are available priests to baptize them, so they can't baptize them all on that day, and we end up with a take a number, join the queue, stand in the porch scenario. And we reach that on the 8th of the month. Now, that could be the 8th day of the month, it could be the 8th festival day of the month, or it could be the 8th non-festival day of the month, it could be the 8th annual festival day of the month, it could be the 8th non-annual festival day of the month. We presently have it as the 8th non-festival day of the month, which is Adar 12, because the festival days are late Rosh Hashanah and the monthly festival on Adar 1, Laodicean Pentecost on Adar 10, and the 2 Sabbaths on Adar 2 and Adar 9. So that's 4 festival days, so 4 plus 8 is 12. So Adar 12 would be the 8th non-festival day of Adar. If you went for the 8th festival day, it would be the 16th. Would it be the 16th if you include all the festivals, and it would be the 18th if you only include the annual festivals. But that would be too late, because on the 13th we're going to have 75,000 people, and we will definitely have reached the porch of Jehovah when we've got 75,000 people to baptize. So we definitely reach it by the 13th. So the only realistic options for the porch of Jehovah are the 10th, and I don't see it happening today, though it might, or the 12th, which would be the 8th non-annual festival day or the 8th non-festival day. The festival days include monthly and weekly Sabbaths, and the annual festivals are only the annual Sabbaths, festival days. So we've got some new understandings, and we've got a refinement, a more accurate picture of the Asheraian Pentecost. And net result is 1 or 2 fire signs on Sunday 4th, Monday 5th, and before sunset, Monday 5th. Thank you very much.